Today, Precarious plays
The Legend of Zelda Minish Cap.
And now I will direct you. Go up those stairs. Now go through there. Very nice. Okay. Now light all of them.
I am concerned about this because it makes me think that the floor is going to melt under me.
I don't think that's how it works.
It should be how it works.
It'd be pretty funny if that's how it works. Uh-oh, but you gotta be...
Man.
Oh no, you can't do it that way. You just gotta move efficiently.
Man.
Gotta move through the space.
Okay, move through the space efficiently.
Light as a feather.
I should light the center first. Okay, let's just let this all cool out for just a second.
Hold on, what's the smallest number of motions that you can make?
It doesn't matter. It matters.
3, 4, 5. Well, you should definitely stay on the inside.
No.
Oh, okay.
I was just playing into my quirks.
Alright.
I'm like, no, you don't want that.
They're all alight, so... You'll hear
what
now.
happens? Did you see? I
Yeah.
didn't do that.
It turned itself off. That's
Yeah.
one smart landing.
Why did I do that? There we go. Oh. Why did I do that? Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
Jig. And then come back up, and then dive, and come back up.
Oh my goodness. Preposterous. Why is this wet area here? Oh, so that I could dive in it when the monsters are here.
You can dive. Is there a treasure? Is there a small treasure?
No, probably not. It probably just helps me avoid these, like, monster beak pieces. I don't have to fight everybody that I come across.
They are your greatest foe.
Bye-bye.
You know why? Because they have boomerangs too.
Oh, so much swears. Oh, why did we get faster? Why did
They're
we get
excited.
faster?
They're excited because they saw you.
Yeah, I guess.
They looked at you and they were like,
really funny.
that one makes the poops. Let's snare him. Oh, perfect. Okay,
Oh,
so
thank goodness.
go there.
Yes. No, there was a bombable.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
So go here, and now save the game.
Okay.
Save a game. And now leave the dungeon to the north.
No, what is this? What is happening?
You're leaving the dungeon.
Oh.
And now we have to try to remember.
The witch's house is just up.
Is it? I thought that
Just...
that's not the witch's house, because the witch's house... Hold on, check your map.
Maps?
Yeah, I know.
What?
Maps.
He's just up there.
No, that's not the witch's house. That's the shopkeeper's house. Go back a screen. And that's the mayor's cabin. Go back a screen. No! Now go down one. That. And scanning. Go up and down. That, I think, is the witch's house.
I think you're right about that.
So, here, let me see it because I can, yeah. I think I know how to get there effectively. And then, yeah, I think I got it. Here, you keep track of the time,
Okay.
and you talk.
While you get us a fairy. Okay. I do love the powers of warpy flight. Although, you know, sometimes when I have a really fun time walking around a map, I get kind of disappointed that it has to get bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Because then towards the end of the game, I don't get as much time with the map, like in the spaces, right? Because usually you're able to travel more quickly, but also the design of a place will get more interesting and weird and challenging, but you can avoid more of it at the same time. So it's kind of sad. It's like when you start getting better at climbing in Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
you can miss a lot more of the landscape.
Yeah.
It's just like, let's go straight up this mountain. I mean, I got the time. I got like 5 teen snacks that will help me hang onto this rock. Let's go.
I've got some. So one of the biggest problems I have with Breath of the Wild was informed by a conversation I had with a friend.
Yeah.
I was talking about how one of my favorite sections of the game, it was the very controlled. Basically, we were talking about how people were complaining about how things get like slip slidey in the rain, and I was like, but the game uses it really well in certain spots, and I used like ascending to Zora's Domain as an example because it's like one of the closest things that game has to like a mandatory adventure that you have to go on.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I didn't experience that because I actually approached from like the back. And I just thought like, wow, that's a big waterfall. I wonder what's up there. And he just used cryosis. Cryosis?
Yeah.
Cryosis.
I don't remember what that is.
The one that makes an ice block on a water surface.
Oh, I hated that. I didn't actually have fun with that.
He just zigzagged his way up a waterfall and skipped all of that, and even like skipped that glorious introduction, but like front facing, here's Zora's Domain, here's the music, like how beautiful it is. He just sort of like flopped into the pool behind it.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of cool in its own way, except for when I play a Zelda game.
I don't think it's worth... I don't think it's... It is interesting, but I don't think it is as interesting and good and as effective as just the thing that I described before.
That was probably intended.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and I felt that a lot while playing Breath of the Wild. I mean, like, it was always after the fact, though. Like, while playing Breath of the Wild, I had fun. I had fun hanging out in that world. I'm no regrets here. I played it for a really long time. I didn't beat it, but I don't feel like that's particularly important because of the type of game that it turned out to be.
I think it's weird you didn't beat it just because it's possible to beat it at any point.
I wasn't there for that. I thought so. Like I expected.
Will you be responsible for your HP and use the blue potion, or should I find a fairy as well?
I mean, while you're out here, let's find a fairy. Yeah, I mean, they're everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah.
Go to town.
Yeah, where are the fairies in town?
There's at least one fairy in town. I don't remember where exactly.
Oh, but I only remember the location of.
Go to whichever fairy you remember the location.
Okay.
Don't listen to me.
Okay, so what were you saying?
I was saying that I got Breath of the Wild because it looked beautiful, and I was expecting something a bit more like this, where, you know, there are dungeons and items and things, but with like prettier scenery and traversal in between, right? That's really what I expected. And you can play it that way, but it takes a lot of ignoring cool stuff to do that, in my opinion. So I arrived with a certain expectation of at least like a Wind Waker-like encounter, and then like as I got there, I was just like, this is amazing, and I got further and further and further from caring at all about any part of what we were supposed to be there for, you know? I was just enjoying spending time in the world, and that's good. I also enjoy spending time in Minecraft. Okay, there are lots of places I like to go, like Viva Pinata. That feels like more of a place than a game. I know there are points, and you can play a game while you're there. But at some point, I think it was around when I got the ability to get horses.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was my favorite part.
Getting
horses, yes. My favorite part was finding and hanging out with and befriending horses and catching them.
Haha!
I got a good horse.
That seems suspicious.
But I got a very good horse, and I had several horses that I liked though, and they all had names, which I can't remember anymore because I'm a bad person. But, you know, it was like a whole thing. And I also liked running around meeting the Koroks, even though there were too many of them. It was just cool. I really liked spending time there, but at some point, probably around where the horses came into the picture, it turned into a game of environment instead of like this type of dungeon thing where like tasks are really structured. It felt more like a place you could go where it was like a Zelda theme park. Yeah, that's really what it felt like. Zelda theme park. It's various activities.
It's funny that you say that because I know that a lot of people accuse they use it as sort of a derogatory like knock against the games.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say like after the original Zelda with all of its wonder and mystery, because somebody's illiterate and isn't reading the manual, after they strip away all of that wonder and mystery, it's like a theme park ride. I've heard people describe Ocarina of Time, I mean, you know, just everything from like A Link to the Past forward as a guided theme park ride or a tour instead of a proper adventure.
Well,
and it's like it's only a proper adventure because you were playing it wrong.
You were not engaging with all information available.
Right.
Yeah, well, and I haven't played that one, and I probably never will, but...
Which one?
The first one.
I mean, it's actually very playable if you have the manual.
Well...
I played it again just recently just to see, like, okay, it's been a long time since I've played it. I'm just gonna sit down with the manual. How far can I get in an afternoon? And just with the manual, I got through the majority of the game in like 2.5 hours or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, based on what I have played as far as Zelda games, my concept of what a Zelda game should be, it feels like Wind Waker is or not Wind Waker. It feels like Breath of the Wild is like a massive Zelda theme park where you can go and you can go do a dungeon. You can go on the dungeon ride, and you can go on the collection stuff ride, and then you can go on the find new tools and weapons ride, and you know, it's like you can go do all of these things. So it's not a ride, it's like a whole theme park of stuff. It reminds me a lot of settings for tabletop role-playing games that are just basically where one world map would have like a single canyon on it full of monsters. A tabletop role-playing game will have like this world developed where like every 4 feet you fall into a crag and fight a witch. That's what it's like.